If you are over the age of 60, 70, or 80, I want you to visually analyze the exact way you exit your favorite armchair or your lazy boy recliner tonight. When it is time to stand up and walk to the kitchen, do you deeply bury your palms into the padded armrests, brace your shoulders, and swing your torso forward while using brute upper body arm strength to forcefully launch your weight upward? Do you notice that the moment your feet finally touch the floor, your knees buckle slightly, your lower back aches intensely, and you have to stand completely frozen for a few seconds just to regain your orientation before taking a single step? In clinical biomechanics, we classify this universal habit as armrest dependency launching. Most seniors look at these patterns and view their recliner as a comforting sanctuary, a piece of furniture specifically designed to aid their aging joints. But as a surgeon who has spent decades reconstructing shredded spinal discs and managing advanced senior mobility failure, I am here to issue an urgent clinical warning today. Using your arms to push off your recliner is not a safe or smart accommodation. It is a highly destructive mechanical mistake that is actively paralyzing your thigh muscles, shutting down your core, and crushing your lower spine under an intolerable load of shear force. Today, we are going to fix it. The danger of pushing off a deep, plush recliner after age 70 is exceptionally severe. Because recliners place your hips in a deep, backward-tilted position well below your knees, rising from them requires an immense amount of mechanical leverage. When you use your armrests as a crutch, your nervous system immediately turns off the protective muscular stabilizers inside your quadriceps, glutes, and core. Your legs go completely dormant. The moment you launch into vertical space, your lower body is caught completely unguarded. If your hand slips off the leather or your foot catches the edge of a footrest rug, you have zero muscular activation to save yourself. You collapse heavily sideways or backward right onto the furniture frame, leading to severe hip fractures, compressed spinal nerves, and an immediate, permanent loss of your physical independence. But you do not have to live at the mercy of a poorly leveraged chair exit. Today, under the strict clinical guidance of Dr. Arthur, we are going to manually repattern your rising mechanics. We are going to peel back the layers of spinal hydraulics and musculoskeletal physics to reveal the exact biological reasons why your recliner is secretly starving your legs of strength. And more importantly, I will reveal the single best 3-minute standing reset specifically engineered to pre-activate your glutes, protect your lumbar spine, and lock in a powerful, weightless transition to your feet. This is a comprehensive, step-by-step kinetic restoration masterclass. If you are ready to eliminate standing pain, rebuild authentic leg power, and reclaim your long-term independence, ensure you are fully subscribed to Dr. Arthur, turn on your notification bell, and let us begin this critical structural transformation together. To successfully correct your standing mechanics and protect your lifespan balance after age 70, we must examine the fascinating, unforgiving physics of human leverage. Standing up from a seated position is medically termed a sit-to-stand transition. In a structurally balanced body, this movement is driven entirely by your anterior and posterior kinetic chains. Specifically, a coordinated explosion of strength from your quadriceps muscles at the front of your thighs and your gluteus maximus muscles in your hips. For your legs to execute this safely from a deep chair, your center of gravity, which sits right behind your belly button, must be dynamically shifted forward until it aligns directly over your feet before your hips ever leave the cushion. This requires your shin bones to tilt forward and your abdominal core to lock tight, creating a stable mechanical bridge. Here is the neuromuscular breakdown that accelerates when you use a plush recliner after age 70. Because a recliner features ultra-soft foam that sinks under your weight, your pelvis drops backward into what we call a posterior pelvic tilt. This structural sinking forces your lower lumbar spine into a rounded, highly vulnerable position. When you place your hands on the armrests and push downward with maximum arm force, your brain experiences a profound sensory mismatch known as Quadriceps Amnesia. Because your upper body is doing the heavy mechanical lifting, your central nervous system assumes your legs are not needed. It suppresses the electrical nerve impulses flowing through your femoral nerve. The motor units inside your thighs and glutes go completely dark. Instead of rising through a clean leg press movement, you are essentially using your upper spine as a bending crane to yank your pelvis out of a deep hole. This mechanical error places a terrifying amount of axial compression and shear stress directly onto your L4 and L5 vertebrae. The intervertebral discs are violently squeezed backward against your spinal cord, triggering immediate lower back stiffness and severe shooting sciatic pain. Furthermore, because your legs were neurologically bypassed during the rise, you arrive at a standing position with completely uncalibrated, empty muscles. Your brain-to-foot neural radar is offline, leaving your knees unstable and making you highly susceptible to immediate orthostatic lightheadedness and backward stumbling. Today, we are going to manually interrupt this structural decay. We are going to implement a specialized closed-chain motor learning drill specifically engineered to override quadriceps amnesia. We will teach you how to use your body's natural skeletal alignment to siphon leverage away from your arms and back onto your hips, ensuring every single rise from your lazy boy is a safe, powerful, and age-reversing longevity exercise. Let us systematically break down the core mechanical reset sequence you must execute every single time you stand up from a deep chair or recliner, along with its supporting daily strength protocols. Pay absolute attention to the structural positioning and execution tempo. The core masterpiece, the three-phase glute-driven hinge reset, the armrest dependency cure. This is the exact #1 movement engineered to completely eliminate the armrest push, forcing your thigh nerves to fire and protecting your lower back vertebrae from compression. The setup. When you are ready to stand up from your recliner, completely turn off the footrest mechanism and bring the chair back to its fully upright position. Do not attempt to stand while leaning backward. The execution. Phase 1. The foot slide anchor. Slide your hips forward until you are sitting on the absolute edge of the cushion. Now, slide both of your feet backward toward the chair, so your heels are anchored flat on the floor, directly behind your knee joints. This foot regression is mathematically mandatory to shorten your lever arm. The execution, Phase 2, the invisible armrest hinge. Lift your hands completely off the armrests. Cross your arms flat over your chest, placing your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right shoulder. Take a deep diaphragmatic breath. As you exhale slowly, lean your entire torso straight forward from your hips, while keeping your spine perfectly flat like a board. Bring your chin all the way forward until it hangs vertically over your toes. The execution, Phase 3, the ground press drive. The exact moment your nose clears your toes, forcefully drive your heels downward into the floor. Do not use your arms. Squeeze your buttocks as tightly as humanly possible and push straight up using 100% leg power. Rise slowly over a controlled 3-second count until you are standing perfectly tall. The blueprint variables. Execute this complete hands-free 3-phase sequence every single time you exit a chair. Never allow your hands to touch the armrests again. Supporting Protocol 1, the chair edge isometric quad calibration, amnesia reversal. This drill forces dormant nerve pathways inside your thighs to instantly fire, waking up your legs before you attempt to navigate a deep seat. The setup. Sit perfectly upright on a firm, unpadded kitchen chair, spine away from the backrest. The execution. Extend your right leg completely straight out into empty space in front of you, locking the knee. Pull your toes back toward your shin and squeeze your upper thigh muscle as hard as humanly possible. Hold this maximum contraction for 10 full seconds, keeping your breathing smooth. Lower slowly, and repeat on the left leg. The blueprint variables. Complete 5 intense 10-second holds on each leg daily to eliminate thigh amnesia. Supporting Protocol 2, the counterbalanced wall-supported air squat, daytime core build. This daytime protocol builds long-term eccentric strength in your lower extremities, ensuring your body has the raw structural capacity to exit deep sofas effortlessly. The setup. Stand with your back facing a smooth, empty wall, heels positioned exactly 6 inches away from the baseboard. Extend your arms straight out in front of your chest for counterbalance weight. The execution. Inhale deeply. Slow lower your hips backward until your buttocks gently tap the wall behind you. Do not slide down, just execute a clean, controlled hinge. Keep your knees aligned over your ankles. Hold the tap for 2 seconds, then press through your heels to return to standing. The blueprint variables. Complete 3 sets of 12 controlled wall taps daily to fortify your longevity chain. We have now systematically deconstructed the complete, comprehensive medical physics of senior chair transitions and quadriceps restoration. We have exposed the hidden architectural hazard, the soft recliner cushion, driving severe lower body muscular amnesia and spine shear stress. And we have unlocked the precise clinical protocols required to ground your standing strength. But as your physician, I must speak to you with absolute unyielding candor. Muscular atrophy and spinal joint erosion are relentless, progressive biological forces of sedentary life. They do not rest. Every single time you rely on your arms to heave your body out of a deep chair, you are actively draining the remaining strength from your thighs and compounding the compression on your lumbar vertebrae. Therefore, you must treat this hands-free seated hinge reset not as an optional daily exercise routine, but as a mandatory, life-saving biomechanical prescription. Just as you would never forget to take your vital heart or metabolic medications, you must never allow your hips to leave a chair without engaging your lower body's natural leverage. This tiny investment of focus from the safety of your armchair edge is your ultimate insurance policy against chronic back pain, knee arthritis, and a sudden, catastrophic loss of physical autonomy. Set an unyielding commitment inside your mind, starting tonight. The moment it is time to rise, you shift forward, you anchor your heels, you lean your chest, and you press with absolute leg sovereignty. I want to remind you of an extraordinary biological reality. Your skeletal muscles, your motor neurons, and your joint capsules possess an absolutely magnificent, lifelong capacity for hypertrophy and neuroplasticity. Your body is hardwired to respond beautifully to structural demands, regardless of whether you are 70, 80, or 90 years old. Aging does not mean you are condemned to feel weak, shaky, and dependent on furniture just to stand upright. You hold the clinical blueprint right now to rewire your nervous system and reclaim your power. Stop letting a comfortable chair or the subtle onset of knee stiffness shrink the physical boundaries of your freedom. Reignite the anterior chain inside your thighs, level your spinal pressures, ground your heel drive, and step forward into your world with an upright posture, complete balance, absolute confidence, and total, unshakable sovereignty over your movement and your lifespan. If this comprehensive biomechanical masterclass shed light on your movement journey and brought true value to your life today, please take a moment to support our channel's mission by hitting that like button. Share this vital video immediately with your spouse, your close friends, your neighbors, or anyone you care about who deserves to stay strong, safe, and entirely independent for all the golden years to come. Let us build a global community of resilient seniors together. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. I am Dr. Arthur. Protect your strength, move with absolute power, and I will see you in our next Clinical Health Blueprint video.